what would you say to anybody that is maybe in the same situation that you're in? They're thinking about competing, they're thinking about prepping, it's the first time, they're not really sure. What would you say to somebody considering that you just did your first one?
My instinct when you're first saying it is to say, just do it. Like, if it's in you at all to do it, just do it. But I also know that it's not that simple in terms of, you really have to be committed. But if there's the desire at all, it's not for everybody. So if it's something that's not even a thought in your mind, obviously that's not for you. But if it's a thought like, damn, it would be cool to set a goal that big or to try to achieve that, do it. It was definitely one of the best things that I ever did for myself. I wish people knew that they didn't have to imagine it or think that it's possible. Do it anyway. I didn't think for a second any of this would pan out.
Doesn't that speak to the self-belief that sometimes we don't have?
Yeah.
And you may not think that you could run a 5K or a marathon until it's done. But is it really that you can't see yourself doing it, or is it really that you don't believe that you'll commit long enough to see the outcome play out?
Wake up. It's a new day. It's a new week. And if you choose it, it's a new life. You get to decide right now who you want to be.
Nothing about my life is lucky. Nothing. A lot of grace, a lot of blessings, a lot of divine order. But I don't believe in luck. For me, luck is preparation, meeting the moment of opportunity. There is no luck without you being prepared to handle that moment of opportunity. And so what I would say for myself is that because of my hand in a hand and a force greater than my own, I have been prepared in ways that I didn't even know I was being prepared for. And the truth is, for me and for every person, every single thing that has ever happened in your life is preparing you for the moment that is to come.
Yeah, but even now I have so much more self-confidence. And again, not going back to the physical part, just in the things that I've set out to do and the barriers that I've broken through in this and out of this, right? Because you do evolve and you become a different person. So I have a lot of self-belief that I can do almost anything, but I still have a lot of things that I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do that.
Right.
So it's like, even the person that does have self-confidence and self-belief in their ability to achieve anything they put their mind to, because a lot of people say that, if I put my mind to it, I do it, and I know that I can overcome, and I've overcome things in the past. Still, a lot of times, people like that hold themselves back because they think this is different.
Right.
The same way that if I look at something outside of this, a lot of times I'm like, I'm pretty sure I could do it if I set my mind to it, but
right.
Well, you don't have to be able to envision you as that. You just have to want to start it.
Right.
And be willing to just start it. Because if you start it, there are people that quit, but if you start it, chances are you can find a way to keep yourself going.
Right. It's so much more than the abs and the body that you get in the bikini. There's so much more to it. That was one of the things that led us to where we are now, where on the drive back home, our conversation was really about, she said, if I can get one more person to do this with me, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
And here we are.
The rest is history.
I don't think that anyone should ever accept where they're at in life. Doesn't matter if you're just starting out or if you've already hit some really big goals. Because when you lose your hunger, you lose your edge. And it is as simple as that. Now here's the deal. If we humans don't have something meaningful and challenging to work on, we all tend to get lost pretty darn fast.
I was a very shy person, very not look at me, all eyes on me. I remember even we went on a trip a couple years before that. And I remember we went to Puerto Rico, and I remember you being like, go stand in front of this thing and I'll take a picture. And I was like, absolutely not. I'm not going to be in a picture by myself. Right. I was so shy. I was so not a front of the room person. I just wanted to see if I actually could transform my body And I figured that I needed a big goal in order to actually stick it out, because I had been doing the whole I do really good for a week or two during the week and then screw it all up over the weekend for years.
Right.
So I was like, I need to commit to something bigger. Even during that journey, there were many times where I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm just gonna, and literally every single time that I had told myself that day that I was gonna give up, someone would ask me about it. Every time that I told myself, no, like, I'm not doing this. Like, this is too hard, even though it really wasn't. It was just, It was the first time I was that consistent that long. Or there's no way my body's gonna transform now. So like any day that was a hard day, I would get some sort of sign.
The biggest difference between this goal and other goals is not the difficulty of the dieting or the training. It's the challenge of the consistency much further than most people are willing to go.
It's almost like your body wants to protect you from succeeding in a lot of ways. It's like you have to find a way to get in your own way. And now I can look back and see that. But at the time, it was like there was absolutely no reason on any given day why I felt like this is just not gonna happen today.
It allowed me to recognize that if I can do this to myself, I can also heal myself. And taking full ownership of that, instead of saying, I can't, I don't know, why me, this isn't working, right? I can do that. Or I can say, this is your fault, you got yourself into it, but the great news is you can get yourself out of it. So ownership to me meant that I could take control, it meant that I could start to fix things, and then start to pride myself on being, right, we talk about this all the time, pride myself on being the person that is going to keep going to find the right answer. And that is why how I can take 4 years that we've been doing this and now look at and say, this can possibly be the best thing that's ever happened to me, because it has empowered me to change the way that I think.
I have paid attention to my life because I understand that my life, just like your life, is always speaking to you, where you are, in the language, with the people, with the circumstances and experiences that you can understand and interpret if you are willing to see that always life, God, is speaking to you. Your number one job is to become more of yourself and to grow yourself into the best of yourself.
It's like you're trying to find a way to sabotage yourself.
If you cannot be the person you want to be right now, in this second, right now, if you can't make the decision right now, in this moment, you don't have a why that's strong enough. And if you don't have a why that's strong enough right now, you won't have a why that's strong enough on Monday.
If you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time.
Don't leave today's version of you to a random chance. Choose who you want to be. Choose how you want to be. Then live today accordingly.
Kind of like, all right, let's do this. And it could have failed and I could have hated it and I would have had to find something else, but you have to find something.
Right.
And it just so happened that I fell in love with all of this, with prepping, with everything that goes into getting yourself ready for a show that was outside of prepping, like the posing, like the suit, like the photo shoots. Like there were so many aspects of it that just really brought me to life in a lot of ways. And it didn't change me, it just exposed the side of me that I guess I've always wanted. Because a lot of times you watch girls that do all those things, and God, I wish that I had that body, and I wish that I had that confidence, and a lot of times, like, you know, the stuff that you see, people aren't that confident or that happy.
Right.
But a lot of times, most times, they weren't born that way. Yeah, there are people who are born and they're totally like extroverted and out there and not camera shy. Good for them. But not everyone started off that way.
Right.
That's the number one thing you have to do, is to work on yourself and to fill yourself up. Only when you're full, I'm full, I'm overflowing. I have so much to offer and so much to give. And I am not afraid of honoring myself.